Welcome back to the Crypto World channel, everyone. In this video, Bitcoin broke out exactly as predicted in my last video. And right now, the Bitcoin price is coming back down to retest this previous resistance as new support. The next few moments in Bitcoin are incredibly important, so make sure you're watching this whole video to find out exactly what levels to watch out for in Bitcoin and to also find out my exact Bitcoin price targets, because later in this video, I'll be revealing my exact price targets for Bitcoin in the short term. Also, later in the video, I will be doing some more Ethereum analysis to update you guys on what's happening with Ethereum and where it's going next. So of course, make sure you're watching the entire video so you're not missing out on any of that valuable information. And yeah, if all of that sounds good to you, make sure to just leave a like on the video down below and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I wanted to just quickly ask you guys to do that just before we get into the video, just because I put hours of my time and effort into these videos to try and help you make money. And in return, if you could just spend a couple seconds to click like and subscribe, that means a lot to me and it helps out the channel so much. But yeah, with all of that out of the way, let's get straight into what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Bitcoin US dollar charts, we're on the 2-hour chart. Now in my video that I uploaded just yesterday on the channel, I was talking about this breakout that was happening just yesterday. And I did mention yesterday that a small bearish divergence was forming on the lower time frames. But because Bitcoin continued to head a little bit higher, this actually made the RSI come up to kind of equal these previous levels up here, which means there's no longer really a bearish divergence in the RSI, because as you can see, we're basically at horizontal highs in the RSI, no longer at lower highs. So that's one pretty bullish thing in the short term for Bitcoin. And yeah, as I said yesterday in my last video on the channel, the levels to watch out for Bitcoin to the upside is at around 40 to 42,000. And so yeah, Bitcoin came right up to $41,000, right in between those two levels of resistance that I was telling you guys to watch out for. And I said in my last video that it's really important that the Bitcoin price does come back down to retest this red line as new support. I've been talking about this level of resistance on my channel ever since this big pump back here. And this pump back here was over 1 week ago now. So I've been giving you guys plenty of warning when it comes to this price level in Bitcoin. And yeah, this level right now comes in at around 38,500 US dollars. And obviously we saw some massive resistance at this level back here. We also saw some massive resistance back here, and then we officially broke through that level. As I mentioned in my last video, it was happening right as I was recording my last video on the channel. And then obviously since then we've run up to around 41,000 and we've come back down to retest this level. And that's exactly what I was saying would happen. If Bitcoin were to come back down, I said that we would most likely get supported at this level. And in fact, it's really important that we do get supported at this level for Bitcoin to remain bullish. If Bitcoin does fall below this $38,500 level in the short term, that's not too good for Bitcoin, to be honest. If that were the case, then my next target would be right here, and that's coming in at around 36,600 US dollars. And that's because we saw some resistance back here and some massive support back here in these regions. But once again, that's our next level of support only if the Bitcoin price falls below 38,500. In the immediate short term, the $38,500 level once again is incredibly important for Bitcoin to hold. And right now, as you can see, we are forming a green candle. So it looks like we could be possibly getting a bounce off this level, which once again is incredibly bullish if that happens. Now, from what I'm seeing on the charts, if Bitcoin does hold this important level at 38,500, and if we obviously do get a bounce off that level and continue to head higher, the next most important levels to watch for Bitcoin if we go to the upside is this level right here, and that's coming in at 41,000 US dollars. And that's obviously because of this local top that we had just here. It's important that Bitcoin does get above that level so that we're continuing to make higher highs in the short-term trend for Bitcoin, so that Bitcoin remains in a short-term uptrend. And if Bitcoin does break this high just here at 41,000 US dollars, then it's almost certainly heading up to this level just here, and that's at 42,000 US dollars. If I zoom out a little bit, I'm on the 4-hour chart just here. That was the all-time high for Bitcoin, as you can see back here. Back here at the beginning of January 2021, Bitcoin topped out at this level and made the all-time high at 42,000 US dollars. And obviously for about a month now, we've been in this massive correction for Bitcoin. We've corrected, yeah, for about 3 to 4 weeks and about 31% to the downside from top to bottom. And once again, on my channel a few weeks ago, I was the first person on YouTube to call this the Bitcoin bottom. I was making videos back here as Bitcoin was bottoming out, and I was telling you that buying Bitcoin at around 30 30,000 US dollars back at these levels down here was incredibly important, because I knew from doing my technical analysis on the charts that Bitcoin was bottoming out and that we're about to head to the upside, and that's exactly what's happened since then. So I'm telling you, there's just incredibly important information in these videos, and it seriously just pays to watch these videos all the way to the end so you're not missing out on any of this awesome information, because at the end of the day, this information that I'm telling you guys helps you make money in crypto. But yeah, anyway, heading back to the 2-hour chart, obviously this white line up here, that's the $42,000 level. That's the all-time high for Bitcoin once again. So I've already mentioned the bearish scenario. If Bitcoin breaks the $38,500 level, then we're most likely heading to around $36,500 US dollars as our next level of support. And once again, for Bitcoin to remain bullish, we have to hold the $38,500 level. And if we do see that bounce off this level and head towards $41,000, that will be our next immediate level of resistance. And if we get above that level to make a new high, then we'll almost certainly be heading to the all-time high at 42,000 US dollars. And that will be our next massive level of resistance at $42,000. That's so important for Bitcoin to break above, because obviously if Bitcoin breaks above the $42,000 level, we'll be making new all-time highs for Bitcoin. We'll be entering price discovery. And if Bitcoin does break above the $42,000 level, I will be looking for the big volume to come in. Right now, we're obviously not really seeing some massive volume come in, so that's something to watch out for, to keep an eye on in the Bitcoin price in the short term. But yeah, just zooming back out, we're on the 4-hour chart once again. What are my next price targets for Bitcoin if Bitcoin breaks above the all-time high at 42,000 US dollars? Now, if I just quickly draw out our Fibonacci extensions on the chart here, if we break above this all-time high at 42,000 US dollars, the next big Fibonacci level that's telling us to watch out for is this level up here. This is the 1618 Fibonacci level, and it's an incredibly important level for Bitcoin. And right now, this level right here is coming in at exactly 50,000 US dollars per Bitcoin. So once again, if Bitcoin does get a bounce here in the short term and head above the 42,000 US dollars, once again, I'll be paying attention for a retest as new support. And I'll also be looking for the big volume to come in to make sure if the breakout is real. But yeah, if we do get a proper breakout above 42,000 US dollars, then the next price target that I'm looking at is 50,000 US dollars per Bitcoin. So in the short term, while we are having these small pullbacks here in the Bitcoin price, I myself would be using those as buying opportunities, and I'll simply be holding that Bitcoin for the long term, because you're almost certainly going to make money on that Bitcoin. Just make sure you're not panic selling on any of these dips, because these big corrections do happen. And while we're in these corrections, while the Bitcoin price is crashing, it may seem like Bitcoin's just going to crash and go to nothing, especially if you're a beginner in crypto. But seriously, just hold that Bitcoin strong. I'll be making videos on the channel later this year as the Bitcoin bull market continues, and I'll be letting you all know exactly when I'll be selling my Bitcoin. And yeah, it's not anytime soon, so just hold that Bitcoin strong for the long term, and I'll keep you all updated. So yeah, make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you're not missing any of my important updates like this video. All right, now here we are on the Ethereum US dollar chart. We're on the 2-hour chart for Ethereum, and I mentioned in yesterday's video on the channel, if you saw that video, you would already know about this. But yeah, I said that there was a bearish divergence forming in the short term for Ethereum, and that bearish divergence has played out exactly as I said it would in my last video. So unlike Bitcoin, which obviously I mentioned just earlier, Bitcoin didn't really end up having that bearish divergence because it continued to head a little bit higher, which kind of canceled out that bearish divergence. Ethereum, on the other hand, did confirm that bearish divergence, because obviously it did just top out here in the short term, and the RSI continued to head to the downside. And obviously, as you can see here, that's what sent the price down in the short term, and that's exactly what I said in my last video. Like seriously, I recorded my last video right here, and I said that Ethereum is looking like it's either going to head sideways or perhaps a little bit down, and honestly, that's played out so perfectly. So yeah, I'll be using these kind of lower levels down here as buying opportunities into Ethereum, because while I was kind of bearish short term on Ethereum in yesterday's video, that has kind of almost already played out. I'm honestly not expecting a big crash for Ethereum. I was just expecting something like this, where the price just kind of heads down a little bit in the short term. But yeah, the important levels to watch out for Ethereum is currently this level right here. That's the 1,570 US dollar level. Ethereum just in the super short term saw a bit of resistance just here, and then when it broke above that level, it came back down to retest that level as support, and obviously it confirmed that level as support and continued to head to a new all-time high up here. So this 1570 US dollar level right here, this red line, has already been confirmed as support once back here, as you can see. So once again, if Ethereum does continue to head down in the short term, I'll be targeting the 1570 US dollar level for Ethereum to get supported. If Ethereum breaks below that level, then it's not too good for Ethereum in the short term, to be honest with you. And just in the bearish scenario, in my opinion, this isn't too likely to happen, but just in case this does happen, my next target to the downside will be the top of this ascending triangle that we previously broke out of. And right now that's coming in at around 1,450 US dollars. That would be my next bearish target only if Ethereum does break below this 1570 US dollar level first. If Ethereum remains in this uptrend as it's been in for a while now, and if we hold these levels as support, which is obviously important for Ethereum, then my immediate price target for Ethereum will be right up here. And that level is the all-time high for Ethereum, as you can see up here. And right now that level is coming in at exactly 1,760 US dollars for Ethereum. And yeah, if Ethereum does break above the 1760 US dollar level, then I'll be looking for a retest of that level for new support. And I'll also be keeping a close eye on the volume for Ethereum to confirm if that breakout is a real breakout. Now, if Ethereum does break above its all-time high at, once again, 1760 US dollars, my next price target, if that happens for Ethereum, will be at around the $2,000 range. And that isn't just a random number, by the way. This price action that we're seeing just here in the short term could be seen as a small bull flag to the upside, as you can see here. And if I were to measure the price target for this breakout for Ethereum, it would simply be a AB equals CD breakout. So this line right here, this is the price coming into the pattern. This is the AB line. And if you drag it over here, this is the CD line. And this gives us a rough target that we should be targeting for Ethereum if Ethereum does break above its all-time high. And yeah, once again, this price target up here is coming in at around 2,000 US dollars per Ethereum. And I will just quickly mention one thing that I'm seeing on the chart in the short term that could be potentially bearish for Ethereum is this small head and shoulders pattern that is forming slowly just on the 2-hour chart for Ethereum. Now, this pattern is not confirmed at all by any means. I'm just letting you know on the channel well in advance so that you know as these patterns are forming, just so you're fully prepared for if this pattern does decide to complete, you know it's there and you know exactly where to target if this pattern were to break down. So obviously this head and shoulders pattern is a bearish pattern. Let's just say if this head and shoulders pattern does end up completing, and if it does break to the downside, then I'll be targeting these levels once again, and that's coming in at around 1,450 US dollars for Ethereum. But yeah, that's just about everything for this video. If you enjoyed this video or got something out of it, then please make sure to just leave a like on the video down below. Also, if you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on for more videos like this one. And do make sure that you have notifications turned on so you're not missing any of my future videos, because these videos are so important for all of you to help you make money in crypto. I put a lot of time and effort into these videos just to try and help all of you. So if you could just spend a couple seconds to just like and subscribe, that honestly would mean a lot to me, and I appreciate all of your support. And yeah, if you have any questions, feedback, or suggestions for me, just let me know in a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I answer every single comment on these videos. And yeah, just beware of some scammer comments down in the comment section. If someone's giving you like a phone number, a telegram, or an email or something like that, just be careful of that, because sometimes there can be scammers in the comment section. So yeah, just beware of that. But yeah, once again, I really hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next video.